Eagle Owl, and today we're gonna talk about Myles Garrett and the Eagles and why this story just won't die. Also, we got to talk about Cooper DeJean giving his honest opinion on the Cowboys trade. Lastly, we got a jersey reveal in Jaire Alexander, but let's get straight into it. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, gotta talk about a small roster move, but it is a roster move. And Patrick Johnson officially signed back to the practice squad. Come on, we all seen this coming. Patrick Johnson is a practice squad legend, a preseason legend. So he was gonna come back for sure. I thought he was doing okay on the field. At one point, he did have the most sacks on our team. But you know, when you get Jalen Phillips and those guys, gotta make room. You had to make room, and unfortunately, Patrick Johnson was the expendable one. So, you know, if you release him, no team, no offense, it's not going to sign him. He's not going to go anywhere. Just come back to the practice squad. Keep collecting those checks. Patrick Johnson. And speaking of like practice squad and roster moves, this is just an Eagle Owls prediction. I think the next guy up to get moved is AJ Dillon. To me, AJ Dillon, it smells like he's going to get cut. It smells like, it's just not his time in Philadelphia. Because once that fumble happened, I forgot what game that was. I think it was the Giants game. Since then, the first Giants game, since then, he haven't been seeing the field. Tank Bigsby look a lot better. Will Shipley, he brings stuff to the special teams, whereas though AJ Dillon honestly is wasting the roster spot. And why are you talking about AJ Dillon possibly being cut? Because Jacorian Bennett look like he's going to be healthy soon. Eventually his practice window is going to open and we're going to have to make room. And that's the only room I look at, like the running back room, whereas though a guy can be moved, and that is AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon hasn't been productive this year. He had a couple first downs, but he's not Tank Bigsby. He didn't even get a game close to what Tank Bigsby did. Hell, I don't even think he got a game close to what Will Shipley did. So AJ Dillon, his time is coming, in my personal opinion. When Jacorian and Bennett come back, yes, we got a lot of DBs, but I think the way to make room for Jacorian and Bennett is to possibly release AJ Dillon. And another quick hit, our jersey and pants color and helmet color was revealed of what we're going to wear against the Green Bay Packers, and that's the black and white. Remember the uniform we won in Brazil? We wore in Brazil. That's the uniform we're going to wear again against the Green Bay Packers, which it should be a very, very cool game here. 20 degrees, snow. Even if it don't snow, it's going to be a very cold Monday night in Green Bay. What do you expect? Mid-November Green Bay? That's just scream cold. It's going to be cold, so the Eagles better be prepared, because you know what Jalen Hurts said: rain, sleet, or snow, Eagles trying to go. So we'll be fine. We'll be just fine. But let's get into the main topics. Let's talk about Cooper DeJean. So a lot of talk been around this Cowboys trade with Quinn Williams, and I look at it like it was a moot move. Meaning, like, it didn't mean nothing. You know, you got strong at defensive tackle, cool. You still got edge problems. You still got corner problems. You still have problems everywhere on the defensive side of the ball. And it's not like y'all 7-1 or 6-2 or even 5 wins in. I know y'all below average team, and y'all made a move, like y'all trying to make a move to go to the Super Bowl. That's what I don't get. And you gave away your first round pick. Maybe this is something you should have addressed during the off season. I don't know. But they got so many holes. Maybe they paid Deron Bland too fast. Trayvon Diggs don't know what's going on. They just did a little too much. I think it was too expensive for Quinn Williams, especially they're not Super Bowl mode right now. But Cooper DeJean gave us a opinion, and let me go ahead and play this clip.
What was your reaction to Sauce Gardner going to the Colts?
My reaction, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. It sounded like they wanted to keep him for his whole career, but they gave him up. Now the Colts got a pretty good corner.
What are your thoughts on a Colts-Eagles Super Bowl?
Colts-Eagles Super Bowl? I mean, that'd be pretty fun.
Do you have any thoughts on the Cowboys' defensive moves?
Cowboys' defensive moves. I mean, they're trying to win now, so they went and got two pretty good players. I mean, it's always a challenge when we play them, so.
I mean, what do you expect? He's like, they play us tough, which is true. It's a division game. Hell, we lost to the Giants. And he's like, it's a guy we got to watch out for sure. But I think if they was in contention, I think it would have been more of a good move. Like, say if Parsons or something was still there, cool, that would have been a great move. But when I look at it now, okay, I got Kenny Clark and Quinn Williams. I got two strong defensive tackles. Everything else is a hole at linebacker, hole at the edge, holes in the secondary everywhere. So, congratulations for wasting a first round pick. Now what? Yeah, I got 3 in the next 2 years. So I don't know. I don't know what the Cowboys are thinking. Again, if they was competitive this year, I'm like, oh snap, that's like we trying to go for it all Super Bowl move. But put the blinders on their fans. Say fans are eating it up like they didn't just lose to the Arizona Cardinals. So you know what Jerry Jones do. They lose, he make a move, say something to keep the fan base calm. That just goes on in Dallas. That's what they do. But let's get back into what's going on in Philadelphia. Now, this Myles Garrett thing, it just won't die. The story won't die because I played the clip and I'm gonna just replay it again for my last video of what Howie Roseman had to say about the Myles Garrett, the Micah Parsons, and just the rumors out there. And this is what Howie Roseman had to say.
Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett, who you both you were reportedly interested in trading for each of those guys. Michael Parsons, of course, before the season began.
Are you trying to get me fined by speaking of players on other teams? Is that your goal here, Jimmy?
Well,
I can see that being your goal.
The players aside, it does seem like you were willing to, make a big swing and trade multiple future first round picks. Whether it's for those players or anyone else. What makes you comfortable, trading away those kinds of draft assets?
I feel like when there's opportunities to be aggressive for the right players, we're not going to sit on our hands. I don't think that you have great success without taking great risks at times. They got to make sense in terms of the risks that you're taking. And so, we can't be afraid to fail. I think for a lot of times, for you to get to the top, that you got to be willing to take chances that, may look controversial at times. And so if there was an opportunity to do that, we thought gave us also an opportunity to be the last team standing, put confetti on our head, we're going to go aggressive in that direction. I feel like that's the right way to operate our team. And that doesn't come without mistakes. I understand that. But, I won't live with regret. I won't live with regret in the way that we operate around here. And so if we feel passionate about something, if we think the value's right, we're not going to be afraid to pull the trigger.
Now, Zach Berman wrote like a small piece. He's like, I really, truly believe the Eagles are going to revisit this Myles Garrett thing because Howie's not letting this go. Howie's not letting this go. Now he might go into the offseason like, we give y'all 2 first rounders. We'll give y'all 2, possibly even a player. And I'm like, we just won't let this die because the thing with Myles Garrett will be like when we traded for AJ Brown. We knew when we traded for AJ Brown that offseason, that was a Super Bowl move. And what do you know? 2022, we went to the Super Bowl. We lost. We could have won. But that was a Super Bowl move. Getting Myles Garrett, that's a Super Bowl move. And I think you win it. I think if you get Myles Garrett during the offseason, you go into that next season, Myles Garrett, let's say if he stay healthy, I don't care, 29, 30, however old he is, however big that contract is, he's going to like add a different element to this team if we could get him. So this going to be a story, pause, I'm riding all season. If they keep coming out articles, I'm going to keep reporting it. I'm going to keep pushing it. I'm going to be the gravy train to get Myles Garrett here, man. Myles Garrett got to be an Eagle, man. He's going to retire an Eagle. He's probably going to be remembered as a Brown because he's been there for so long. But he's going to retire Eagle. He's going to retire Super Bowl champ in Philadelphia. It's going to happen, man. Or I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him if it don't happen. He got to retire a Brown. They is a shit show. When they heard 3 first-rounders, they should have pressed that button. I told y'all, I made a case for the Browns. Like, look, even if it's 3 late first-round picks from the Eagles, you still get your first-round pick. So for the next 3 years, you will have 6 first-rounders. You can rebuild. I don't know what they're going to do with Shador. You can rebuild that defense. You can rebuild that offense. You can get some top-tier offensive linemen. You can get some top-tier receivers. Start building your team. Look at the Detroit Lions. When the Detroit Lions traded Matthew Stafford, yeah, they got Jared Goff, but they got a couple first-rounders. Then you start looking at Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Jameson Williams. Like, they start building that team, and now they competitive. What Browns fans asking for right now, let's be competitive. Okay, they get that advantage, and then you send them to the NFC. So you don't really have to worry about the Eagles getting in your way. Then the Eagles, they win because we Super Bowl now. You get a Myles Garrett, pay out that big contract. I don't know how the money will move around, but on the field, he'll be that guy. We'll be Super Bowl contenders, and the Browns will win because they'll be contenders for the next 2-3 years with them first-round picks. But Browns gonna be the Browns, man. Oh, last but certainly not least, we got a jersey reveal in Jaire Alexander. He will have number 18. I've never seen a defensive guy have number 18. It's usually our offensive guy, the slot corner, the slot wide receiver usually have it. We know 18 come with some bad juju and Jalen Reagor, but it's on the defensive side. I think Jaire Alexander will be fine. And I like that his locker is right next to Quayon Mitchell's. That's pretty cool. Quayon learned from Slay. Now he'll be learning from Jaire Alexander. Even if Jaire Alexander don't get on the field like that, Jaire Alexander could give Quayon some game. And I like that. I definitely like that. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel? Cooper DeJean, it's an honest opinion. Myles Garrett, Jaire Alexander, the roster moves, my prediction. Do you think AJ Dillon will be done? But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm out.